Nvidia stocks. Nvidia have done incredibly well in this month of August. We've seen Nvidia do 183, creating a new all-time high. This is a $4.4 trillion company. This guy is an economy of a country. Is an economy of a continent. $4.4 trillion company. It's not something to play with. Nvidia stocks have done over 34% in 2025, more than 34% in 2025 alone. And as you can see from the structure of Nvidia, there is no resistance to upswing. There is no resistance to upswing for Nvidia on a 2 hours time frame. And my land hour strategy using ShaVFS up in developed strategy backtested multiple times, given the same results. So let's look at the structure for Nvidia. As the AI race continue, Nvidia is leading in that sector. It will continue to lead in chip making, and is a company to invest in. Very futuristic, and we have had two RS level. The first RS level was in November 2021. Another RS level in February 2024, and price, of course, is playing on a free will. And the data we have here is after the resistance at this level, then we had a break of structure. So remember, the strategy is based on market structure. The market has to create a structure then for you to swing in and take necessary action. And we have RT slash SR support become resistance and break of structure, and as well a broken supply roof now at the month floor. And that's exactly what we leveraged on. I want to see an interchange. I want to see an interchange. And we are going to see that. And after we broke out from that supply roof, RS1, RS2 breakout, price returns here on demand, making it another RTSR. Support become resistance on breakout structure. And we have come here from the W structure in March 2025 and return again. And that was the right time and a good opportunity to get into Nvidia stock. And you see the stock has gone ballistic to the moon, Nvidia, to the moon. So when you look critically again, you will see on a 2 hours time frame, so expanding the structure, you will see that price has created a beautiful structure here. There is a breakout structure at this level, and price return there as an SR, support become resistance and breakout structure, and gives us here as RT slash SR to a broken structure and a retest. And also we're making here a future demand floor in the future that if Nvidia start collapsing, nothing is going to last forever. One mistake one company makes, its stocks fall. This is one thing that is paramount in trading. One mistake, one fall, one mistake, one fall. So no matter how big a company is, they must stay informed, stay out of scandal. Any small mistake, of course, the fortune of the company plummets. So this is what we have for Nvidia. Nvidia is actually out of control at the moment. I'm not going to lie to you. Nvidia stock is out of control. The stock is completely out of control. Out of control. There is no resistance to upswing. But what I will say here for free is that while I was looking at the structure holistically, I figured out using my strategy. I figured out using my strategy that Nvidia stocks may take correction based on the structure of the market on 2 hours. You see what the stock has done, and I will also want to place a special emphasis to this price action at this level on 2 hours time frame. And I'm using 2 hours because of the price movement, and I want to catch the price action. And so this is what I caught on 2 hours. A very beautiful structure in that matter. Very beautiful structure. So I'm going to put it into perspective and make explanation into what this entails. It's an ascending trend line on 2 hours, and I can shrink it to a higher time frame, but I want clearer market reaction. So let's put into perspective. RS1 resistance becomes support and break of structure 1, and we have another one, RT2 resistance becomes support and break of structure 2, and we have the last one, RS resistance becomes support and break of structure 3. So on this ascending trend line, if you look critically, you will see that most likely that the market has now made up a bullish ascending channel, which will serve as my supply roof. So I'm making down my supply roof. Now I have 3 points, and we have seen why we had a rejection on that roof at at that level at 183. So it's not a coincidence that you have seen shareholders and take a U-turn and start to sell at that level. They are selling based on ascending trend line touch. ROS1 in 2021, ROS2 in 2024, and the last one 2025. And you have seen that descending trend line, that ascending trend line structure being respected. And there is my ascending trend line. So it's been a buy roller coaster, buy roller coaster. And if you look at it again, so let's see, now we have a supply roof. Let's look for a demand floor. And this is my demand floor. Based on what the market has done, I'm going to make this my demand floor. So let's see what she does from here. So the next pullback into structure. So we are technically making up, and I'm going to change the color to black. And this serves as my demand floor. So in the future, if we got NVIDIA returning to the structure, we're looking for a buyback opportunity in NVIDIA stocks. So I'm going to shade it to make it symbolic that in the future, it becomes a buy zone. So when price pulls back into that structure, you want to buy as that becomes your new demand floor. And I'll also put into perspective. That's a demand floor. And to put into perspective, we have here as SR1 support become resistance and break of structure on 2 hours time frame. We have another SR2 support become resistance and break of structure. And we've got multiple SR with a W structure, SR1, SR2, and you have seen the price have left. And from what we see here from the top layer, it looks like NVIDIA stock is about to take correction. Yeah, investors may be taking profits, and it's a time for some people to reduce their stake. At one point in every company stock, there's always going to be correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. This is a heavy rally from 2025 April, and we have seen the market over 34% this year alone. And you see what happened here after the sharp turn at this level, price create ROS1, resistance becomes support and break of structure, and price create another RS level on 2 hours time frame, resistance becomes support and break of structure, and you've got the last one, and you have seen that Nvidia stock have dropped from there. So what we want to see right now is that price may be taking a deep, very deep correction from what we've seen after we've seen RS1, RS2, and this is the RS3. So putting that ascending trend line as a supply roof, and on technical, it could be respected as a lot of investors may be relinquishing their position, and it's part of safety net for investors, especially for hedge fund managers, to secure profit for big firms. So it's okay. And I know a lot of people are going to buy into the hype because they have no knowledge of what stocks are all about. So I think the share is there will be an investors meeting coming up, and it will give forward guidance into expectation of performance for Nvidia to mark the end of the year. But so far, Nvidia have done very well. Have done very, very well. I think Nvidia stocks are what I'm looking into, and I'll be looking into the structures critically. Bye bye for now.